For some African Americans, finding your family's history in the 18th century might have involved a bleak reality of enslavement. But for some, like Dennis's family, her lineage traces back to freed blacks who owned land, 153 acres to be exact, and within Susquehanna County, Pennsylvania, this seventh-generation descendant is using her family's history as a historical resource and educational site.
We are here today because 2 centuries ago, 2 of the souls now resting in that cemetery, a free African-American couple, left their home in Connecticut because they had the courage and the faith to believe that, like their white compatriots, they could be landowners in these magnificent mountains.
Earlier this month, Denise hosted a symposium and an outdoor field tour for researchers, students, and tourists who wanted to learn more about the farm. The group began their visit at the Center for Anti-Slavery Studies in the First Presbyterian Church, 2 significant stops of the Underground Railroad in Montrose, Pennsylvania. Then they boarded a bus to the site. In golf carts, they drove up a steep hill and up and up and up some more. At times, people jumped out of the cart to push it through the thick mud. And finally, they made it to the first site, the Perkins-Dennis family cemetery. Here, Denise gathered the group around her family members, including 2 Revolutionary War veterans, 1 Civil War veteran, and 40 other African Americans are resting at the burial ground. Down the hill lies the Prince Perkins House Foundation, the original home of the family. John Roby's team discovered that the house had only 1 entrance door and no windows.
Probably about a story and a half. Again, there were 11 people living here at one time, so it would have been crowded, but that was, again, very typical for the early part of the 19th century. People lived closer together.
Further down the hill is where the Dennis farmhouse stands. This is the historic Dennis home. It was constructed in 1820. It was renovated in 1939 and was used as the family's summer house. Today, it's being stabilized with plans to rebuild the northern wall.
Actually, I never spent a summer here. They stopped coming up here and spending summers here back in the 50s. The few, I've only spent maybe about 4 or 5 nights in this house. I just remember my grandfather had this beautiful baritone voice, really great voice, and he'd come out and he'd say, he'd go out to the back of the house, go, "Come, boss," and you could hear it resonate off, echo off, because all this was open land, and the cows would come down the hill, and he'd let me pet the cows and go out walk in the pasture, and sometimes, a couple times he took me for a walk through there. But that was my earliest memories of the house.
She has quite an interest in this and searching her family history. She's just been very, very enthused about it, so I'm very proud of her.
I'm just very proud of my sister for the work she's done, and I just feel very honored and blessed to be part of this family.
Trinae Nuri, Philadelphia Tribune.